Good evening, everybody. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and I know you guys have not seen me for quite some time, and this is kind of an impromptu live stream. The reason for this is that this is what we talk about all the time here on my YouTube channel. It is called Retail Christmas, and Retail Christmas is a little different than regular Christmas. Okay, that is when we have all the sales and everything, and I'm always busy during this period of time. That's the thing about retail. I'm just totally busy 100% of the time. But I think you guys noticed on my fan page that I put up a whole bunch of notes, and I wanted you guys to read them. And that was because that's a sneak preview to videos that I'm going to record right now. And I wanted to greet everybody here. I wanted to tell you guys, like I always do, that if you come into the live stream, let me know. And that way I know who I'm talking to, because half the time I don't. Okay? So it is December. Yesterday, well, it wasn't yesterday. It was actually Friday. We had severe weather come through, and I guess there was a lot of damage, not only in Kentucky. You guys have been hearing that there was a lot of damage in Kentucky. Well, let me tell you something. There was also damage in Edwardsville, Illinois. And I'm really hoping that the Route 66 sign down there was not destroyed while all that was going on. I really feel bad about the people down there too, but I mean, I was planning a trip to go down there to take care of that Edwardsville looking for Lincoln. Well, it's not a looking for Lincoln. It's a Route 66 sign. I was going to videotape it. Hopefully it was not damaged. Let's hope. Anyway, I'm not going to do it until at least next summer. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, so if you guys have something to say to me, let me know. In the meantime, I'm just going to record some videos because I told you guys I was going to do this, and we just need to get it done. And we need to really get it done before Christmas. We really do. I really feel like that we need to get this done. No. Oh, brother. Where's that? I don't want to do that. So, like I say, I'm not going to really inform anybody about this live stream. I'm not really expecting anybody to watch it, but we're going to go ahead and do this anyway. All right, so the first set of notes involves something I call the television of tomorrow. I am going to, hey, that's nice. Let's see. Let me scroll down just a little bit. There we go. All right, now. Let's see if I can get this done without too many stutters, stammers, whatever. This is kind of impromptu, so here we go. Good evening, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and you can. That didn't go too well, did it? Let's try that again, shall we? Good evening, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and tonight, what I'm going to tell you in this particular video is about the television of tomorrow. And this is valuable information, and you need to know about it. I will recommend that after you watch this presentation, you go check out a YouTube channel called Antenna Man for further information, because this is kind of an introductory thing. I'm not going to go heavy in depth with what I'm going to present in this. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, take 3. Good evening, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and tonight, what I'm going to talk about is the television of tomorrow. Now, I'm not going to go heavy in depth with what I'm going to present in this particular video. This is going to be kind of an introductory video. And the facts I'm hoping they're going to be 100% accurate. But if there's a few discrepancies, you can go ahead and let me know. There is a guy on YouTube that covers this much better than I do. And so I'm going to let him give you the bigger, better details. His channel name is Antenna Man, and you can go ahead and look him up after you watch this presentation. So let me go ahead and give you some details, and then you can go ahead and watch him, and you can learn more about what I'm going to talk about in this particular video. Anyway, how many of you people who are watching right now, and by the way, I'm running a live stream right now. That is why you're seeing me at an angle, but you don't have to watch the whole live stream. You can just watch me right here, and I'll tell you essentially what you need to know. So how many of the people that are watching this video right now recall the days where cathode ray tube televisions were in every room of every house? If you can, well, that's fantastic. That's great. That's wonderful. But if not, well, sorry. Now, I challenge you to try to find a cathode ray television in any house today. A lot of them are all gone. As a matter of fact, when I started this YouTube channel 12 years ago, which is almost 13 now, I had a cathode ray television. You saw it in the videos. Of course, that's gone. And it'll never come back. Okay? So, in 1954, the National Television System Committee, otherwise known as the NTSC, okay, developed a standardized technology that allowed people to view television shows on their television screens regardless of which company they bought their television from. This standardized technology remained in effect until 2009. And after that, it was just phased out and phased out and phased out until finally it was gone. And this year was the last year that like 2 or 3 television stations still broadcasted in the NTSC format. That format is gone. Okay, so there you go, and you'll find that out if you watch Antenna Man's videos on what I'm going to talk about next. During the 1980s, computer technology developed rapidly. Computer screen resolution was comprised of what is called picture elements. I'll say that again, picture elements. Now, picture elements, you have to keep in mind the word pixel is an abbreviation or an acronym for picture elements. That's what it is. And I discussed that in a previous video. Okay. And computer monitors became more sophisticated, videos were able to be displayed on computer monitors. You could literally watch television on your computer monitor. Okay. This led to television networks developing ways to display their programming on digital computer screens. And this led to the development of flat screen digital televisions, which most people watch television that way today. Okay. But one other thing led to the creation of the Advanced Television System Committee, otherwise known as ATSC, and that is the topic of this particular presentation. All right. The Federal Communication Commission, which is otherwise known as the FCC, wanted to license television bandwidth to telecommunication companies. In order to do this, they had to convert television signals from the familiar NTSC, or otherwise known as the National Television System Committee, their line of transmission, okay? That particular standard to ATSC, which of course now is known as the Advanced Television System Committee standard. Okay. This led to the creation of DTV, which is known today as digital television. And they had converter boxes created and television antennas that are DTV compatible. Okay, that's what led to all that. The official ATSC 1.0 standard, which is how you see television today, was rolled out at the very beginning of the 21st century. And this conversion was basically converted into it was completed in 2009. Okay? By the year 2009, almost every television station had actually converted to this ATSC 1.0 standard. That's why you watch digital television today, and that's why you don't see the NTSC standard anymore. Pretty much gone. Okay? Actually, it is gone. But this television signal, this particular standard has its flaws. And mostly it's because of what is called line of sight. If you have a television station broadcasting from an antenna, and we have one right here in my town, and it broadcasts from an old-time antenna, okay? If that's working like it's supposed to, then what happens is as that signal comes from that antenna to your rabbit ears or to your converter box, whatever, what happens is that it has to go through trees, and it has to go through buildings, and it has to go through any other obstruction. You name it, it has to go through that to get to that rabbit ears or whatever it's going to go into. That's the problem. You have to keep in mind the earth is round and the curvature has an effect on those transmissions, as well as trees, rocks, buildings, even the walls in your house will affect how you get the ATSC 1.0 signal. Okay? You also have to keep in mind that this digital television signal is more sensitive than the NTSC standard. So, like I said, the more things that block the signal, the more likely you're not going to see it. Okay? So that's why you need sophisticated antennas to receive these signals, which have to travel large distances. And like I said, it's based on line of sight. All right? And even atmospheric conditions can cause this. Okay? If you have a storm directly overhead, you're not going to get as good of a signal as when the storm goes away. And there's other things that affect it, and Antenna Man will explain that to you. Okay? This is about to change. The Advanced Television System Committee is starting to roll out something called the ATSC 3.0 standard. In major metropolitan areas, television stations are starting to broadcast their programming using this new ATSC 3.0 format. But not every television station is using this format right at this moment. And that's something you have to keep in mind. To receive this signal, you either have to have a new set of rabbit ears or a new DTV converter box compatible with this ATSC 3.0 signal. Well, that equipment right now is very, very expensive. Okay. Now, the reason for this is they have just started rolling this out. And so therefore, they have to manufacture hundreds, if not thousands, of these new boxes and these new rabbit ears. And that's expensive right now. After they get more of this equipment manufactured and more people buy this stuff, the price, of course, is going to drop. But it's going to be a while before that happens. I estimate at least 3 to 5 years before all those boxes and all those rabbit ears will finally be fully on the market. So if I were you, because there's not a great supply of them right now, and over half the television stations of the United States have not yet converted over to ATSC 3.0, and certainly none of the TV stations in my area have converted yet. At least if they have, they certainly haven't told us. So until that happens, I wouldn't reach into your wallet and try to buy one of these new converter boxes. I mean, if you do, you want to experiment with it, go right ahead. But if you're not willing to shuck out the big bucks, I'd wait a little while. Things are not going to change right off the bat. You've got at least a good 5 years before anything major changes. Okay, so I would relax if I were you, and I would not rush out to Best Buy or rush out to Amazon and buy these new converter boxes, because they may not have them, and even if they do, they're going to cost you a pretty penny. So, like I say, Because ATSC 3.0 has not been fully released yet, I'd save your money. I really would. And that's all I've got to say about ATSC 3.0. I want to thank you for watching this presentation. You have yourself a wonderful week. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. Okay. Well, obviously nobody else is here, so let's just go right on ahead. All right. This video response is going to go out to Tay Money, and that's because you uploaded a music video entitled I Understood the Assignment, or actually it's just basically called The Assignment. Okay. Now, a lot of people will know it as I Understood the Assignment because of the lyrics, but the official title of the music video is The Assignment. Okay. I watched your music video and I listened to the song, and I thought I would ask you a few questions about your music video and specifically about the lyrics themselves. All right. And I know this song is very popular on TikTok, so let's go into this. According to the lyrics, why do you think you're too confident? Who is complimenting you? Where do you have your diamonds? What is she supposed to try? There's a she that's spoken of in the lyrics. Who is the she and what is she supposed to try? Who is the guy that you're referring to and why is he calling you? What was the assignment and why was it assigned to you? Why is he unemployed? And is he in a lot of debt? Why does he want to be with you? Do you live in the Midwestern United States? And if so, do you live on a farm? Why is the gal you're referring to a mistress? Where is this Valentino Kingdom? Never heard of that. If you are so clean, are you implying that either he or the mistress is not clean? Do you play basketball? Do you own a jet ski? All right. This song and its music video are very confusing. What does any of these lyrics have to do with cheerleading or football? As far as I can tell, nothing. And the cheerleader on the football field doesn't look like she grew up on a farm. I can guarantee you that. I've seen Midwest farmers' daughters, and they don't look anything like that. All right. My assignment here is to review this song, and I understand this assignment perfectly. Personally, I think that the only instrument played in the entire song is a synthesizer. What kind of a song is this? I certainly couldn't relate to any of the lyrics or to what little music was being played in the song. I have a feeling that this song was targeted to a mostly teenage audience that only reads memes and have never involved themselves in a formal music class. I am well aware of how popular this song is on TikTok, but it will never be added to my musical repertoire. And never think that I will utilize this song in any of my future videos. It's that bad. This is one of the most disappointing and disgusting and weird songs I have ever heard. I cringed the entire time I watched this music video. I am forced to give this song an F-. Only because there's no lower grade. This is really a bad song. So, anyway, that's my review of this song. If you happen not to be Tay Money and you're watching this video right now, you are more than welcome to go over to Tay Money's YouTube channel, watch her videos, rate her videos, comment on her videos, and if you feel like subscribing to her, you are more than welcome to do so. And tell her that the Speed Learner sent you. All right. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. I can't wait to get the feedback on this one. And I'm talking about this live stream in general. Okay. Here we go again. This video response is going to go out to a band called Capone, and that's because you uploaded a music video entitled Oh No. I watched this very brief music video, and normally I would ask you questions about your music video. I would ask you about the lyrics. But in this case, you asked 3 questions in your music video. Then you failed to answer any of them. You didn't answer a single question that was actually asked in your music video. So why would I bother to ask you any questions about your lyrics? They're silly, really. As for your video, I have to ask one simple question. What did any of the activities you showed in your video have to do with your song? As far as I can tell, nothing. As far as I can see, like I said, none of the stuff in that music video that we were watching had anything to do with those lyrics. Nothing. I can't think of a more detached piece of garbage. This song starts out sounding like a 1950s hit. Then it becomes either hip hop or rap. I couldn't really tell which. This song can't make up its mind as to what it wants to be. The lyrics in this song simply suck. Whoever uses this song in their TikTok videos should be ashamed of themselves. I definitely have to give this song an F-. But if you happen not to be Capone and you're watching this video right now, you are free to go over to Capone's YouTube channel, watch their videos, rate their videos, comment on their videos, and if you want to, subscribe to their channel. And remember, most importantly, tell them that the Speed Learner sent you. All right, I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. Okay. We have one more, and then it'll be over for tonight. Ready? This video response is not... This video response is not only going out to Barry Gibb because he's the last surviving member of the Bee Gees, but it is also going out to a lady named Danielle DeWitt. And that is her handle on YouTube, so I'm assuming that's her real name. I will explain the additional response later in this video. The reason for this response is due to the music video entitled Tragedy by the Bee Gees. And I know I misspelled it on my fan page. I will go ahead and correct that just as soon as I can. I've listened to this song for years because it came out in 1979. So I am very familiar with this song, and I have listened to it for years. It's one of my big favorites, okay? And I've also seen the music video, which basically is just their album and they're just playing the song. They didn't really have an official music video for this. Oh, well. So I decided to ask a few questions about this particular song. All right. According to the lyrics, why is that part of town lonely? Why aren't you holding your lady? What happened? Why is the feeling gone? How does the morning cry? I didn't know mornings could cry. I'd like to know that one. Why are you going nowhere? What are you losing control of? And where are you going down to? Now, the original song is a timeless classic, okay? It does have a lot of synthesizer to it, but it has horns, and I think it would have done real well if they'd had some violins to go along with it too. I really do, but they didn't, so anyway. And it has the sound of thunder. When you have a song with the sound of thunder, that is not necessarily a happy song. It is a pretty sad song at this point, or probably something that's very angry, or even frustration. Doesn't matter, okay? So it does this Sound of Thunder actually emphasizes the heartache of the person described in the song. I have to admit that it is at times difficult to hear all the lyrics in the song due to the heavy synthesizer music and the background trumpets. But in a simple song like this, hearing all the lyrics is basically unnecessary. If you get the majority of them, you pretty much get the gist of this particular song. It's not a terribly complicated song. You can pretty much get the gist of it just by hearing most of the lyrics. And you can hear most of them. Not all, but you can hear most of them. Okay? After all, the music itself can give you a clue as to what's going on in the song. And when you hear the Sound of Thunder, you pretty much figure out that this is not a happy song. And personally, I can understand most of the lyrics if I pay enough attention as I'm listening. Now, you have to keep in mind, back in 1979, if we want to know lyrics to a song, we went to the music store, we could actually buy the lyrics. So we could read the lyrics if we wanted to. It's just in this case, I really didn't have any need to do that. Okay? So, in a song like this, back in 1979, you would either listen to it on a record player. If you had a pretty good record player, you could pretty much hear what you wanted to hear. It depended on whether you had the LP, okay, or which would be the long playing record, or if you had a 45. If you had the LP, you probably got better sound, especially if you had a really good record player. If not, you had it from the 45, and that may not be so great in sound. Then again, this kind of a song, it wasn't terribly complicated. So you could pretty much figure it out for yourself. If you were listening to it from a radio station, and if you had a pretty decent radio, you probably could hear most of the lyrics. But if your portable radio just wasn't working all that great, and you had a radio station that was pretty far away, you might hear some of it, but not everything. Okay? So, for this particular version of the song, which was made in 1979 by the Bee Gees, I have to give it an A+, because it did actually get its message across, even if you didn't have the best stereo, or you had a 45 LP, or whatever. You could even go get the lyrics if you wanted to at a store, and you could read them for yourself, and you could find out what the song was actually all about. That was up to you. Okay? But let's fast forward to the 21st century. Now, before I say anything further, I will acknowledge that Steps is they're an exquisite band. They really do a good job in their singing. No question about it. They got great voices. They work well together, whole 9 yards. They really have good instrumentation, whole 9 yards. So that's not really the complaint here. Okay. All right. So, if you ever get a chance to listen to the musical group Steps, and I highly recommend that, go ahead and listen to the musical group Steps. You can listen to their version of Tragedy, and it's not unpleasant. I will tell you that it's a pretty pleasant redo of the Bee Gees' Tragedy. Okay, so that's not a problem. Basically, the song was, when they did it, it was pretty well preserved. I have to grant you that. They did it in the original key. They did sing the lyrics right. They didn't alter the lyrics in any way. They had the instruments exactly the way it should have been. So that really wasn't the problem. But I'm going to give their version a low grade anyway for one reason. They just didn't bother to read the lyrics. They were not in 1979 when they actually made this remake. They're here in the 21st century. A simple Google search would have pulled up the lyrics to the Bee Gees' Tragedy. That's all there is to it, folks. I pulled it up in 2 minutes. So I know how easy it would have been for them to have pulled up the lyrics. They memorized the lyrics, so obviously they knew them, but they didn't pay attention to the meaning of it. Okay? This is where they went wrong. Okay? This song has absolutely nothing to do with a wedding march. Nothing. Why they included it, I will never know, but it has nothing to do with a wedding march. Okay? We don't even know from the lyrics whether this guy was ditched by a girlfriend or possibly he got a divorce. We don't know that for sure because it's never specific in the actual lyrics. It'd be nice to know, but we don't know. Okay. By adding the wedding march to this song, you have altered the meaning of the song. And that is why you're getting a low grade. Why would anyone want to change the entire meaning of the song by adding a wedding march to the song? Are you the same kind of people that would literally repaint the Mona Lisa because you don't like exactly how it looks? Please. Anyway, I will be the first to admit that you can actually hear the lyrics of this song more clearly in their presentation, that would be the ones of Steps, than you can from the Bee Gees. But to change the meaning of the song just for ratings, they should be ashamed of themselves. And this leads to my response to Danielle DeWitt. I left a comment on the Steps Tragedy music video about my dismay at the addition of the wedding march. What was her initial reply? So what? Steps did it better than the Bee Gees. Well, that's an opinion. That's not necessarily a set of facts. Okay? That's her opinion. Then I stated to her that what she said was an opinion and not a statement of facts. I actually asked her why she thought Steps' performance was better than the Bee Gees. What was her reply? For a start, you can hear Steps singing it. Bee Gees you couldn't hear. Also, Steps actually told us in a video I had as a child that this song's story was about. So there. That's the one thing about kids today. They are absolutely spoiled. I didn't need a video from the Bee Gees to tell me what this song was all about. If I really wanted to have done so, I could have gone to the music store, and I might have at some point. Just pulled up the lyrics of the song. I could have known of myself. I didn't need anybody telling me that. Okay? Why would I have to research a song before I actually listen to it? That's ridiculous. And it's lazy. Now, as I said, I've already addressed the volume of the lyrics point earlier in this video. And like I said, I didn't need anybody telling me the meaning of the song before I actually listened to it. That's lazy. Okay. So, what I'm going to say to Danielle DeWitt is that was lazy. And that's a lazy response too, by the way. And you said, so there? Well, I say, so there to you. Ha. I'm more of an expert on this than you are. So, in retrospect, even though they did a fantastic job of preserving the song as best as they could, adding that wedding march definitely dropped their grade on this song from an A to a C. So, and that is because they just didn't pay close enough attention, and they knew the lyrics well. To sing them that well, they knew the lyrics, and they just didn't pay attention to what it really meant. So hopefully they will do better in a future presentation. I certainly hope so. In the meantime, if you happen not to be Steps and you're watching this right now, feel free to go over to Steps' YouTube channel, watch their videos, rate their videos, comment on their videos, subscribe to their channel if you'd like, and more importantly, tell them that the Speed Learner sent you. All right, I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. Woo! What a long live stream. Woo-wee. Sorry about that. Getting a little parched. Well, I want to thank you guys very much for watching this particular video presentation. And I'm sorry it wasn't longer. I will tell you that on December 18th, we're getting a clear shot. I'm going to be able to travel over to Taylorville to videotape their festival lights. And I hope you enjoy that particular presentation. And if all goes according to plan, we will also then travel from Taylorville to Pana to videotape their festival lights, because I heard that theirs is up now, so I'll go do that as well. Anyway, that pretty much concludes everything until the end of the year. Hopefully next year, Crazy Josh Cravey and I will do another collab together. And I will finally, at that time, present my views about ABBA's new album called Voyage. I know I've already given you a few previews of that, but I will cover the rest of it at that point, and you'll be able to hear my views on ABBA Voyage. And that will start 2022. If you can, I would check out my new Kindle book. It's called Did You Remember Everything? If you have not bought a copy yet, please do. Read it, learn from it, give me commentary about it. I'd like to hear from you. In the meantime, you have your... by the way, JD, because it's the end of the year, I'm going to go ahead and release these videos all at once, mainly because they're short. And on top of that, the material is vital and important, and I need to get it out before the end of the year. So I'm just going to go ahead and release them all and get that over with. And I hope you understand this is just one of those one little batches. I haven't done videos in such a long time. I just need to get them out there. All right. But we won't do that next year. We'll just one at a time. But this one, I felt we needed to get out. All right. I want to thank you guys very much, and I appreciate you watching me. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned.